Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. I am here live coming to you tonight. I just got home from a WWE house show in none other than Stockton, California. Stockton is about an hour drive away from my house. Me and my friend Victor, none other than Guy in Green, WWE, went to this show. Me and Victor go to a lot of shows together. At the last second, Victor almost was going to go to the Fresno show, and my good buddy Mario, that's been in a few of my videos as well, was going to jump in to the picture. But at the end of the day, Mario is going to be at Raw tomorrow, and he's in the Bay Area. Victor ended up coming with me, and we had a ton of fun. Victor's cousin came along for the ride, and he bought a ticket to sit in the 200 sections for $17. And one thing leads to another. He was able to sit with us in the front row for $17. One hell of a steal. One hell of a fun night at WWE. Every time I go to a WWE house show, I always feel like I walk away and I got my money's worth. This is probably the third time, maybe even the fourth time, that me and Victor have gone to the Stockton show and been able to get front row seats. I was a little bit scared because this time we sat on the opposite side of, I guess, what would be camera side. From television. I honestly didn't even really know where we were going to be sitting. I thought we were going to be sitting where the entranceway was, but it ends up we were on the opposite end of the aisle, so we were like away from the ramp, and we had really good seats. We were right into the corner where a lot of the action went down throughout the night. There was a really, really good card for the entire show that it went down. I had great moments at this show. Honestly, I was able to meet Jack Swagger and have a moment with him. I was able to get a handshake from Randy Orton. I was able to get an autograph from Dean Ambrose. He was signed my Shield Blu-ray that I brought to the show. Right there, he gave me a D and an A. And I thought that was really cool of him to be able to go to the show and have moments like that. And I was able to make a really good day in the life video of being there. I was able to eat nuggets at the beginning of the video on the way to the show. But all in all, it was a really fun day. Every time I hook up with Victor and we go down to Stockton, we've gone to Oakland one time. It was really fun. Even the Sacramento house show that I went to with Mario, Paul, and Victor back in January. I think that was a ton of fun. But basically, we got to Stockton a little bit early. We basically walked into the arena, sat down in our seats. We were able to sort of chill out and wait for the show. When the show started, the place was dark. They had a 10-bell salute for the Hot Rod Roddy Piper. There's been some question going around WWE whether Piper will get a 10-bell salute, seeing how he is one of the biggest legends, but he is not under a WWE Legends contract, seeing how I think about 3 weeks ago, WWE canceled his Legends deal over to the disagreement with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We were opening, the opening up of the show was a video that was shot to make it look like it was backstage with Triple H welcoming us to the WWE Universe. He did not say Stockton. It was a basic video that they show for every town. He was a major babyface telling us that we were going to be able to see our favorite superstars and enjoy a great night of sports entertainment. I thought that was really cool. The show started off with basically Eden coming out, welcoming us to the show, and then our first match of the night was a three-way elimination match featuring the Lucha Dragons, the Matadors, and the Ascension. I thought that honestly the Ascension stole the show with their entrance, coming down with a microphone saying, "Oh, this is Stockton. Stockton stinks." And honestly, I started to warm up to the Ascension a little bit in this match. I thought it was really good action. Basically, the Matadors got eliminated first, and then it basically turned into a one-on-one, well, not one-on-one, but a two-on-two tag match between the Lucha Dragons and the Ascension. The Lucha Dragons were able to get the win over the Ascension, and we got to get the Lucha, and that was really over in Stockton tonight. From there, it was Jack Swagger versus Luke Harper. Harper came out to the ring, and he did his eyes thing when he was looking around. And this is probably the most playful I've ever seen Luke Harper ever. Honestly, he came out, and his big thing was almost like you could compare him to being like a lumberjack. Every time he would strike a pose, every time he did anything, putting the hulks up, if he saw you taking a picture, he would blow a kiss into the camera. Pretty entertaining from Harper, who normally just sort of stands there in a gaze and just stares at you. But when Jack Swagger was coming out, he made his way around the ring. And as he was coming down the aisle, and he was looking right at me. He locked eyes on the Swagger shirt, the basic from 2010. He came up right to me, he held my hand up, and he kept it up there for a long time. Embarrassingly, honestly, at one point I thought I had been holding Swagger's hand too long, so I let go, and then I noticed that he didn't move his hand, so I just grabbed it again, and I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna soak this in, and we were cheering for USA, and as soon as I was done, Luke Harper walked over to the corner, and he looked at me, and he goes, where'd you get that shirt? And I said, WWE shop, and he goes, are you sure Swagger didn't give it to you? And I was just cheered, yeah. A very good, entertaining match from Swagger. Harper was beating Swagger down most of the match, and then Harper hit him with the big clothesline, and Swagger took the 1, 2, 3. But I had an awesome moment. Victor took a picture of me and Swagger standing there, and it was cool. They named the main event of the night, which was going to be Rollins versus Ambrose. It's going to be a street fight for the WWE Championship, so I got a little excited for that one. During the Swagger versus Luke Harper match, I said, kick him in the balls, Swagger, and I was warned by actual physical WWE security. Came up to me and told me that this was a show for kids. There were families in the attendance, and there was no longer going to be any language like that for me. I promised you I didn't swear. I didn't say fuck, shit, asshole, any words like that. But balls will get you eliminated from WWE live shows. So keep that in mind. That comes into the show later during another match. But from there we go to the what I call the Island of Misfits Toys match. Adam Rose and Brad Maddox, who have a beef mode. Is the new name of the new tag team. They teamed up with Heath Slater. They went up against Curtis Axel and Sandow, both just wrestling as themselves, no longer as Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. And they were joined by Fandango. 6 guys with a lot of talent inside WWE. Honestly, out of everybody who impressed me in this match, it would be Brad Maddox. But Maddox and Rose are 2 buff workout guys. Real short tights, leaves nothing to the imagination. They do push-ups during the match. They sort of do the Billy and Chuck thing where they run up to each other and they hug each other when they're in need. Hopefully this makes Monday Night Raw. I think that this would be really fun on Raw and SmackDown, having like a gay tag team, I guess you can say. They're not gay, but that's the way they're going to be portrayed, something like that. But that should get fun. Fandango got all fired up during that match, and he ended up going wild, getting the hot tag, and he got the pin for the victory for the babyfaces to get the win. From there, we go to Orton versus Sheamus. Very, very good match. I almost fell in love with Randy Orton during this match. I know I say a lot of things about Randy Orton being boring and not liking his matches, especially against Sheamus on television and pay-per-views, and I find them basically pointless. But this was a fun match here tonight. It basically was Sheamus running away, not wanting to fight Orton, and then what finally got Sheamus into the ring to fight Orton was that Orton got pissed of Sheamus continuously running away, and as Sheamus had made his way out, he made a big deal about not throwing his t-shirt into the crowd. So Orton took his t-shirt, threw it into the crowd, and that got Sheamus all fired up to the point where we finally got our wrestling match going on. Very cool amounts of false finishes. It looked like Sheamus was going to go to the brogue kick, which Orton was able to step out of the way. Looked like he was to go for the RKO, and then that turned into Sheamus rolling Orton up for the 1, 2, 3. But Orton was able to kick out, and right after the kick out, we got the RKO from Randy Orton. He got the win. From there, it was intermission. We got a few minutes to stretch our legs and hang out, but really good match. I had a lot of fun doing that. If you go to my Instagram, I was able to get a video of the final seconds of the match. You get to see the false finishes leading into the RKO and the pin. So make sure you check that out. Before intermission, Randy Orton made his way around. He signed a figure for Victor. I thought it was really cool. He used like a blue paint Sharpie, and it came out really nice. on his figure. It's a WWE Superstars entrances. Randy's wearing an RKO t-shirt, but it looks really cool being signed. From there, we came back to the Chicks match, which was Dana Brooke and Emma going up against Cameron and Natalya. You would think that Cameron turned babyface overnight, but during the match, Natalya needed a tag, and as she came to the corner, it was a lot like Hulk Hogan trying to tag Sid, building up their big WrestleMania match on Saturday night's main event, and Sid just jumps down off of the ring and walks out. Natalya was left to fight Emma and Dana Brooke off 2-on-1, but she was still able to lock the sharpshooter in and get the victory, and be rushed out of the ring as soon as she could. Bray Wyatt made his entrance, which is always really, really cool. In a small arena like that, everybody having their cell phones out, it lit the place up really nice. He wrestled against Roman Reigns. Reigns made his way out of the crowd down to the ring, and the fight was on. These guys beat the hell out of each other. I thought that, honestly, maybe because I was there live, I thought this match was a lot better than their WWE Battleground match that they had just had. And it was an easy match to get into. Roman Reigns got the win via a roll-up, 1, 2, 3. And I thought that was pretty surprising. And then from there we go to the main event, which was Rollins versus Ambrose. Lots of talking on the microphone from Seth Rollins. He even brought the mic into the ring with him, and then he ended up losing control of the match, and I think it was a figure 4 that Ambrose had Rollins in, and Rollins was selling the figure 4 into the microphone because he was holding it. Instead of putting it down, he just rolled around with it until he finally sat up and poked Ambrose in the head with it. But this was a full-on street fight. They broke 2 tables. One Ambrose went through when he jumped off at the top rope. Another one Rollins threw Ambrose with. They propped it up in the corner. But this one, it looked like Ambrose was about to get the win. But then Bray Wyatt made a run-in. And then Seth Rollins was able to get the 1, 2, 3. Rollins and Bray Wyatt put the beating on Dean Ambrose before getting ran off by Roman Reigns. And then from there, the show was over. But it was a fun night there in Stockton. A lot of fun stuff going down. I think it's one of the best shows that we've ever been to. And Cena wasn't there, Alicia Fox wasn't there, but really cool moments with Victor getting Victor got the autograph from Randy. I got the autograph from Dean. I got a picture with Swagger. Really, really fun stuff. So thank you to WWE and their live show. They'll always have my money. Every time they come to Sacramento, Stockton, I know I'll be there.